In this lesson, I'll show you 6 examples on how to find the derivative using the power rule. The power rule states that if you have a base, let's say the base is x, raised to a power, let's say n, to find the derivative of x to the power of n, you subtract the exponent by 1 and you multiply the whole term by the value of n. That being said, in question 1 they want us to find the derivative of y is equal to x to the power of 3. So for question 1, we have an n value of 3 and our base is x. We'll take this 3 and subtract it by 1, where we end up with y prime, which represents the derivative of y, is equal to x to the power of 3 minus 1 times your n value, giving you 3x to the power of 2. It's as simple as that. Let's move on to question 2. In question 2, they want us to find the derivative of y is equal to x to the power of negative 4. So y prime is equal to x to the power of negative 4 minus 1 times negative 4. Negative 4 minus 1 is negative 5, and that negative 4 can be written right beside the x, or by convention, we write it as negative 4 x to the power of negative 5. That's it. In question 3, we're asked to find the derivative, and this time it's denoted a little bit differently. Notice that we have d over dx. So the question is d over dx, and the reason why we don't write dy over dx, which is probably what you're used to seeing, is because this function is not defined by y is equal to. So you don't write down dy. So d over dx, 3x to the power of negative 2. We're going to take this negative 2 and subtract it from negative 1, and then multiply the whole expression by negative 2, giving us negative 6 x to the power of negative 3. In question 4, they ask us to find the derivative of y is equal to negative 3 over x to the power of 2. So we'll rewrite our equation so that it looks like negative 3 times x to the power of negative 2. Remember, you can rewrite expressions like this without fractions into x to the power of negative 1. So the exponent here was 1. If you write down negative 1, it's the same thing as that. To find the derivative, we will take this and subtract it by negative 1, and then multiply the whole thing by negative 2. This gives us positive 6x to the power of negative 3. Let's move on to question 5. In question 5, we're asked to find the derivative, this time, of y is equal to x squared plus 3 over x. Now you have to use your math intuition here. You can rewrite this function like this: x to the power of 2 over x plus 3 over x. The reason why you want to do this is because now you can cancel out this x with one of the x's in the numerator, giving you y is equal to x plus 3 over x. Now this part can be written as 3x to the power of negative 1, and we're using the same technique as before. So instead of 3 over x, we can write down 3 times x to the power of negative 1. Now we're ready to take the derivative. Y prime is, now we have to take the derivative of x to the power of 1. 1 minus 1 times 1. X to the power of 0 times 1. Anything to the power of 0 is 1, so 1 times 1 is 1. This part goes to 1. And the derivative of this part is 3 times x to the power of negative 1 minus 1 times negative 1, leaving us with 1 minus, because 3 times negative 1 is minus 3, x to the power of negative 2. That's the answer. And finally, for question 6, this one is self-explanatory by now. Y is equal to x. We have x to the power of 1. Subtract from 1. That gives you 0. X to the power of 0 is 1. Times 1. The answer is 1. And there you have it. 6 examples on how to find the derivative using the power rule.